Hello friends, my name's James, and this is my 1965 Alberg 30 sloop SV Tritea. We're on a mission to sail around the world and see as much of this beautiful planet as possible. On this season, we're working our way through New Zealand. I want to share with you all the magic that is Aotearoa. Hello friends, I'm here at Town Basin Whangārei Marina. Been here like 6 days. It's been an amazing stay. Got caught up on a bunch of computer work, checked out the grounds and everything. I'll do an episode about this place when I come back in a few months. Today, I thought I was gonna have a 14 nautical mile passage to Hauraki, which is where we first anchored when we came in to Whangārei. But the updated grid file and predict wind today showed that there's some weather coming and the storm has advanced and it's really going to start blowing 17 to 20 knots tomorrow at like 4. And I don't want to get stuck up here for a week. I want to push down into the Gulf. So today we're going to navigate the river again. This time solo, should be fine. And push on for Omaha Bay, which is like 44 nautical miles south of here. That'll put me in a good spot to jump off in the morning and head to Kawau Island, I think is how you pronounce it. I learned later that the proper pronunciation is Kawau Island. To Bon Accord Anchorage. That will be a really good spot to ride out the weather for a couple days. And I had hoped to get to Tiri Island, which is a really cool bird sanctuary, for my birthday, which is a week from yesterday. But I don't know with the weather. Either way, Kawau will be a better spot to be than up here, and that puts us down into the Hauraki Gulf, which is where I want to be to start exploring for the next like month or so. So, time to get the boat in order. Went and got myself a nice coffee. Water's topped up, fuel's topped up. We're kind of square on everything. And it's dead still out. And we'll have a favorable current down the river, so let's get underway. I just spoke to the Drawbridge on the phone. They're channel 18. I don't know if it's my radio or their radio, but it is just static, so I had to call him again. He said they can't open the bridge until 9, so it's like 8:35 now. I'm gonna tie up to the pontoon. I was a little nervous about this process before. One of the reasons I was stoked to have Jeanne on board last time, but mostly because it's like of the river current. But should be fine. There doesn't seem to be much current running right now, so the thing is, the pontoon's so close to the bridge, it's a little spooky, because if I didn't get tied off, then I would get dismasted. But I definitely think there's enough room for me to motor and come against the current and turn around if something got silly. But it is definitely a possibility of silliness, so we'll see how it goes. very rough landing, but the current was pushing us sideways. There was no other way to do it. Ooh, that is stressful. Pretty gnarly on my jib track too. I need to mount a proper cleat in the deck, on the side decks, for that very reason. Been a very, very mellow passage. Afternoon winds are kind of coming up a little, which is awesome because it helps us with the speed. We're doing over 5 knots now. We've been doing like 4.5 knots all day, and now we're doing over 5 for a while. Winds are only blowing, I don't know, like 10 knots maybe, but we got full sail up and using what we can. We're 12 miles from the anchorage. Get the hook set, spend the night, and then first thing in the morning, haul up and head out. Really glad I decided to push this like 45 nautical miles, I think, total, to just do the long push today while the weather is mellow, so that tomorrow we can have a short hop and get safely tucked in. Had a very nice, mellow night on the hook last night. There was a little bit of motion when we first got here, and I thought it might be a rolling night because it's open and exposed to the sea. But it was very, very peaceful. About to haul up and head on. This was just a stopover, spend the night Anchorage. We have a 10-mile passage now to get to Bon Accord Anchorage on Kawau Island, I think is how you pronounce it. We can't leave here until 9:30 a.m. so that when we get to the passage between this, there's like a peninsula and Kawau Island, there's like almost a 2-knot current that runs in and out of there. So I would have liked to have gotten up at like first light and headed over there, but I had to wait until leave here at 9:30 so we get there as it's turning and we don't have too much resistance to get through that pass. The storm it's already very overcast. The storm is supposed to get here around, like, I think the rains are suspected to start at between noon to 1. So we're going to be getting in within an hour of when the the rain's supposed to start. And then with the winds increasing through the night, and the winds will be really bad for 2 days with the storm and rain. So that's what we're doing right now. I just had second breakfast, all caught up on computer work for the morning, and let's get underway. I have a feeling we're about to get wet. Little Barrier and Great Barrier Island are both gone now behind the rain. We are 6.9 miles from the anchorage, but that's an hour and a half away at this speed because we're beating into the wind and the swells. Might help a little once we get in the channel. We should have a good current, favorable current, so that might speed us up, but I have a feel we're gonna have a bit of a wet sail and probably be raining on us in the anchorage as well. I did hear from my good friends Ian and Laura. They're already at Bon Accord Anchorage on SV Rolla, and it was nice because I was like, oh, is there room? Is there good holding? Is it good protection? And he was like, there's tons of room. Here, we're in this spot. There's room for you by us, so head on over. And he was like, and then pop over for supper tonight. So that'll be great to see them and have supper and yeah, get set up and in place for this storm. It's supposed to blow 25 knots constant for like 2 days is what it's showing on Predict Wind. So we'll see. Get in and get set. All right, we made it around the headland. Kind of a beat to get around. And it's so funny, once you turn and run with the wind, everything gets so mellow. But pointing into it, it seems like total mayhem. So now we're just gonna cruise down the channel. Miss the little obstacles. There's like one big rock noted on the chart, maybe a couple more. And check out Kawau Island. Here it is. Engines have started. They're real mellow right now. We are into the channel between the Nui Peninsula and Kawau Island. We're squeezing between some rock outcropping and a channel marker that also marks a rock. It's that green mark, if you can see it on that side. And then we got these rocks over here. It says on Navionics there's like just a little less than half a knot of current running out. We're doing 4 knots with the seas running behind us. 5 knots right now. Wind and seas behind us are helping us. So soon we'll be in the protection of the island. Oh boy, the current, the waves meeting the current, it's like really standing up inside this channel, trying to stay off of the rocks and everything. Oh, I guess it's getting shallow too. Oh, we're at 26 feet of water. That's why it's getting so silly. It is silly right here. Very funny. Mellowed out once we got into deeper water, but still need to hand steer because it's too much for the autopilot with the following seas. We are almost through the channel and start making our turn around the west side of the island. Okay, we're pulling into Bon Accord Harbor. Check it out. Really cool deep harbor. And we're gonna drive in till we see Rolla, SV Rolla, and then try to anchor near them. Wind's right on the nose. I got the main down already, so there's not any silliness inside when we're trying to anchor, but it's raining pretty heavy sprinkle, drizzle. Oh no, it's raining. So, get in. Now we just gotta drive up deep in and find our spot. My buddies are anchored over there. I'm gonna anchor closer into this protection. The winds are gonna be southerly. So I wanna get kind of tucked up in someplace nice and protected if possible. There's a little mooring field. I'm gonna anchor kind of just off of that. We're in 20 feet of water, so like 7 meters, which is good. Nice, easy sort of depth for hand hauling. Also, it keeps your swing kind of not too crazy if you have to let out more scope. This is our spot. That little barge is cool. That thing is awesome. There's Rolla. Welcome to Bon Accord Anchorage. here on Kawau Island in the Hauraki Gulf, New Zealand, Aotearoa. Stoked to be here. Looks beautiful, can't wait to see it when it's clear out. We are anchored in 20 feet of water, so like 7 meters. We have 5 scope out, and we're ready for the storm. We're in a good spot. Now it's time to sit anchor watch and have lunch. If you enjoy the content on this channel and would like to contribute, you can consider joining the Patreon crew. Thanks for watching. Fair winds until next time.